Do you want to learn effective ways to build relationships, generate sales, and grow your business from successful entrepreneurs, startups, and CEOs without listening to a long interview? If so, you've come to the right place. Gresham Harkless values your time and is ready to share with you precisely the information you're in search of. This is the IAM072 podcast.
Hello. This is Gresh from the IAM072 podcast, and I have a very special guest on the show today. I have Deborah Agostini of Aurore Skincare. Deborah, it's also to have you on the show. What I wanted to do was just read a little bit more about Deborah so you can learn a little bit more about all the awesome things that she's doing and she's accomplishing. So Deborah is a social entrepreneur and a human rights activist. She dedicated the last 10 years studying the issue of human trafficking and working on counter-trafficking measures at places like the International Organization for Migration. Prior to her work at the United Nations, she worked at a renowned European private institute for health. There, she successfully managed the Health Institute while gaining knowledge and experience in natural therapies and skincare based on Chinese medicine. Deborah founded Aurore to deliver a new and sustainable solution to combat the complex issue of human trafficking. Her focus is on empowering trafficking survivors and at-risk individuals through employment. She adopts a bottom-up approach to help decrease the incidence of human trafficking by building stronger communities. She holds a BA in conflict analysis and resolution from George Washington University and an MA in social enterprise from the School of International Service at American University. Deborah, are you ready to speak to the IAM072 community?
Yes, I am, and excited to.
Awesome. Well, I know I read a lot about your bio, but I wanted to give you the floor just to see if you can tell us a little bit more about your CEO story and what led you to start your business.
Sure, with pleasure. So Aurore really is the byproduct of an experience that I had now 11 years ago. That was the time that I traveled to Cambodia for the first time, and it was also the first time that I learned about this issue, the issue of human trafficking, and the effects that it was having on entire communities over there. And I was particularly appalled, I must say, and shocked by the stories that I was hearing from the locals, and especially the stories of some parents in these rural communities that resort to sell their daughter to traffickers in order to make ends meet. And these stories that I learned there really deeply impacted me, and I couldn't really make peace with this piece of information and the fact that, some parents are even confronted with such decision. And so needless to say that this experience really shook me to the core. And I knew then and there that, my life was going to take a different direction because of it. And I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something about this issue, contribute to, in some ways, to help decrease the incidence of this problem. And back then, I really didn't know what that something was going to be exactly. And so at that time, as you said, you read in my bio, was actually working in Switzerland for this high-end health institute in Switzerland that used a unique combination of treatment and diet and an organic skincare that in synergy aimed to protect effectively the body from damage and toxic accumulation and premature aging. Basically, I was working with this detox anti-aging packaging that people were consuming. But just to say that this is where I gained the knowledge and the experience and the passion for natural skincare and therapies. And most importantly, I saw the results on guests and on myself. And then I became an avid consumer of effective and qualitative natural and organic skincare products. But despite that passion to already work with anti-aging products and natural products back then, 11 years ago, I took a step back, and because of that experience that I had in Cambodia, and I left this job, which I was passionate about also in this wellness world. And I decided to leave and move to the States, actually, and follow this call that was started in Cambodia and find a job that moved me in the direction of contributing to the eradication of modern slavery And so fundamentally, those stories I learned of oppression and abuse and the fact that slavery still exists made me restless and fueling the vision for Aurore that later on brought it into existence. So I spent 10 years to really do a deep dive into this issue that it's quite complex, and it helped me to work in different organizations, including, the International Organization for Migration, where I worked in the counter-trafficking team. And during this time, this 10 years of immersing myself in the problem, I came to the realization also that, we need new models. We need new ways to effectively solve this complex social problem that is slavery, which today is affecting over 40 million people worldwide, and ways that go beyond the traditional way of doing charity, if you will, models that create sustainable and long-term solutions where the survivors of human trafficking and those at risk are really at the center and feel empowered and become self-sufficient in essence. And so I founded Aurore, created the company, the social business to reflect this new way of doing charity and philanthropy, which is really not about giving people living in poverty free stuff and handouts, but more as the old model, but more give people like jobs, and so that they can earn their own money and make their own choices about what they want to buy. And this way, I believe that we can build strong communities, that strong individuals, and then strong communities as a result. And it's important, I think, that individuals that have suffered so much can contribute actively to their communities and really they can create this bottom-up approach and sort of move away from this old aid and humanitarian model that has been the norm for the longest time. And so that's in a nutshell why Aurore came to life. Our work with Aurore is really to provide this opportunity and to show that there is a new day, comes a new day, comes a new dawn. And with that, there is a new opportunity to rebuild your life. And that's actually why we chose the name Aurore as well, to represent that from the get-go, because Aurore means it's the French word for dawn. So, yeah.
Okay. And I guess, could you tell us a little bit more? I know you obviously have different groups that you're serving, of course. And could you tell us a little bit more on like how through Aurore you helped kind of serve the people that you work with and the clients that you work with?
Yeah, sure. So I should have said at the beginning, we are still at the beginning developing phase in so many ways. So the way we approach this is to basically partner with local anti-trafficking organizations, because we don't believe in reinventing the wheel. If somebody else on the ground is doing the work, has already, the buy-in with the community and the buy-in with the government, because those are not easy countries to move and to operate. And so it's very important to have the local knowledge, the local know-how. And so we partnered with experienced NGOs, and they basically helping us they refer survivors of human trafficking and at-risk individual with whom they already worked. And those people are already past their, let's say, first at least 6 months where they're, still recovering from the trauma. They still had to take care of their primary needs, so to speak. And so after that period, they're ready to start working. And so that's when we come in, and that's how we are basically approaching it, giving them work, integrating them in our supply chain, and also providing them skills, training, so that they are able to perform the job.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. And now I wanted to ask you for what I call like your secret sauce. And this is usually what I say is kind of like a differentiator or something that you feel like make you and your company unique. Do you have like a secret sauce that you can kind of explain to us?
Sure. I think it's really three things that makes us unique. And first, we are a skincare company and we are offering consumers a new formulation with a raw ingredient that is native from Cambodia that contains powerful anti-aging properties. And we are, in fact, the first skincare brand that is commercializing this ingredient in anti-aging skincare. And we're very excited because it's a botanical that has been already used and researched in the medical field. And so it already shows that the plant is rich in antioxidant substances, and and we know that antioxidants are the best fighters, free radicals that are responsible for damaging our cells and cause them to age as a result. So this is the product secret sauce. Second, we also still on the product side, we're creating natural products that are superiorly safe. We purposely chose a renowned and experienced Swiss laboratory to conduct a top-notch research and development for our skincare formula and create, we really want to bring to the market the safest natural anti-aging skincare that abides by the European Union safety regulation on cosmetic, which are the highest international safety standards in the world. And then I think that the third is certainly our unique business model. Our social mission is not just supplemental to our brand, like we find many corporate social responsibility efforts, but it's really ingrained in our business model. And I think that makes us different and unique.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And like you mentioned, how you're kind of reinventing or changing the paradigm on how you can kind of help support efforts like this. I think that's definitely, a great kind of differentiator or secret sauce that you have for your organization. And I wanted to switch gears a little bit and ask you for what I call a CEO hack. And a CEO hack could be an app or a book, but it's something that you lean on or use that makes you more effective and efficient as an entrepreneur or business owner.
So I have to say that I found a lot of benefits in daily early morning meditation practice. And it really has helped me improve my focus and my center. And another important activity that I do on a daily basis is certainly a lot of cardio. And another thing that actually, this is something that I've been doing recently, finally decided to, eliminate all devices from my sleeping area at least 30 minutes before I go to bed and not touch them until, I finish my cardio in the morning and my meditation and all my rituals. And then I'm allowed to start being bombarded by external stimulus. But I think it helps a lot with my being more focused and energized and definitely more inspired. It starts starting the day just by giving thanks.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you get an opportunity to be more on the offensive than on the defensive. Now, I wanted to ask you for what I call a CEO nugget, and this might be like a word of wisdom or a piece of advice that you might have for entrepreneurs and business owners.
I think it's the lesson of letting go that one of the learned, and I think this it's true for both private and professional life, but I think that it's probably one of the best that I learned.
What I wanted to do was ask you, which is my favorite question, what does it mean to you to be a CEO?
I've been thinking about it, thinking about what it means, to be CEO of a social business, in particular, because this is what Aurore is. And I think if you're CEO of a social business that is, creating a new model for how we do business, that it's not just maximizing profit, but also helping solve, a social or environmental problem in our society. In our case, is a social problem. It means that you need to be, a strong leader for sure, and a strong leader that challenges the status quo. And in order to do that, you need to be fearless, I think, because often what is new and unconventional, it also attracts all sort of challenges and judgments at times. And, your idea can maybe be ridiculed or not yet perceived as a good idea or as something impactful. So, a strong person, a strong CEO is a strong leader, I think, that has a vision and can pursue it constantly and energetically, especially in times of challenges and difficulties. And I think on the other hand, being a CEO for me also means that you can still be an effective and capable leader and also show your emotions, show your heart in your leadership. As a CEO, I also don't kill my feminine energy just because of that position, if it makes sense. I think that women can be effective, powerful, and independent and still be feminine and, lead by heart and show their heart.
Deborah, I truly appreciate you again for taking some time out of your schedule. I wanted to pass the mic to you, see if there's anything additional you want to let our readers and our listeners know and how best people can get a hold of you.
Sure. I guess I'll finish with a quote that I love. I love quotes. So life is a balance between making it happen and letting it happen. And opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. So I'll leave with this, and I will also leave our website, which is auroreskincare.com. And from there, you can sign up to receive our newsletter, or, we have still a crowdfunding campaign open if anybody's interested to contribute, or you can follow our journey and conversations on Instagram and Facebook, or simply reach out and say hi. We really love to meet new people that are interested in the issue of human trafficking and how to best solve it. So thank you very much for this time.
No problem. Thank you for, this time and also everything that you're doing. We'll make sure to have those links in the show notes. And, as Deborah said, if you don't have your dancing shoes on, make sure you put them on and get dancing and start working and making the world a better place. So appreciate you, Deborah. Hope you have a phenomenal rest of the day.
You too. Thank you so much, Gresh.
Thank you for listening to the I Am CEO podcast powered by Blue 16 Media. Tune in next time and visit us at IAM072.co. IAM072 is not just a phrase, it's a community. Be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and everywhere you listen to podcasts. Subscribe and leave us a 5-star rating. Grab CEO gear at www.ceogear.co. This has been the I Am CEO podcast with Gresham Harkless. Thank you for listening.